2024 WIP Parade. It's WIP Parade season. Everyone loves a WIP Parade season, our Stitch's favourite time of the year. I am a little bit late to the party, but when is that not the case? Yeah, so I'm going to very quickly whiz through everything that I finished last year. Last year for me, stitching was probably the highlight of my year last year. Everywhere else, not so great. But yeah, stitching really good. I started the year, so the start of 2023, I brought in 28 WIPs, I believe. So 28 WIPs came into 2023. I finished 14 things last year, which I think is pretty good. And when I whiz through them, I feel like some of those finishes are quite big finishes, projects that had been hanging around for a little bit that I just got a load of work into it and got them done. So we'll whiz through them and then we'll get into all the WIPs that I have left, yeah, to start 2024 on. So, yeah, I think we'll just get going really. I watched my last WIP Parade last night, so the WIP Parade that I filmed sort of this time last year. It really tickled me because I feel like there were so many projects that I was like, I'm going to really work on this year. This will be a priority this year. And the majority of them didn't get touched, but never mind. Progress is progress elsewhere. It's all fine. And they're still hanging around to be loved and worked on soon, hopefully. Okay, so let's quickly whiz through everything that I finished in 2023. So I'm going to keep glancing down because I've got everything written down. I haven't brought all my finishes out to show you. I'm just going to whack in pictures. Some have been gifted, some are on the wall that I can't bother bringing down. So yeah, sorry, you'll just have to put up with pictures. So finishes. First finish of the year was my This Kitchen is for Dancing by Stitchrovia, which I finished at the start of the year. This was a gift for my friend. I love stitching this, really bright colours, beautiful finish. Next finish was Spring Hare by La Di Da. So this was a stitch along I did with Jo from Belushi Stitches. Really enjoyed this one, really happy with the finish of that one. Next was a big one. I finished Dinosaur Forest by Al Forest Embroidery. I absolutely love this. Definitely one of my favourite stitches ever. Yeah, love this one. Again, mainly stitched for Dinosaur December Sal with Jo. Finished somewhere around April-ish time, I want to say. So yeah, that's that one. Next was another big finish for me. This was the Under the Sea stitch along, again I did with Jo, and also Kelly from Animal Instincts joined us originally on this stitch along. This is by Lakeside Needlecraft and Durene Jones. Again, lovely finish, quite a big one, happy with that. Next was Needleworker by Little House Needleworks. Recently had this fully finished into a lovely frame, really like that. Yeah, just really nice, classy stitching, really like that one. Next was Disney Princesses by Happy Sloth. So this was a project that I generally stitch on in the car, hanging around for a very long time, but finally finished. Next was Summer Quaker by Lila Studio. So this was something that I only started last year and spent, was it about 3 months stitching on pretty much solidly. Got it done, absolutely love it. This and Dinosaur Forest, I think, are my two favourite ever stitches. I absolutely love that one. Next is Flowering Heart by Modern Folk Embroidery. Just a really quick little finish. Love the fabric and floss combination on this one, really happy with that. Next was The Meadow by Bothy Threads Wrendale Designs. This was something that I stitched for my mum. Again, fully finished recently. Also alongside its companion piece, which is Let It Be, also by Bothy Threads Wrendale Designs. Both of those now proudly hanging up in my mum's crafting spot, which is lovely. So yeah, got those both done. I feel like The Meadow, I feel like that was my New Year's start last year. And then Let It Be, I definitely started towards the end of the year. So got both of those started and finished last year, which is great. Next was just a little one, Bird in a Grapevine by, is that what it's called? I think, by Modern Folk Embroidery. This was a little one that I stitched for a smalls exchanged at the Retford Floss Friends retreat. So that was started and finished last year. Then I finished Snail House Watermelon by Al Forest Embroidery. So this was my 5th Snail House finish, so got that one done and dusted. Next, I suppose this is kind of 4 finishes, but I'm only classed it as 1 start, so yeah, my numbers would be thrown if I classed it as 4 finishes. Anyway, it's the Dinosaur Ornaments by Durene Jones. So I started this, I think, a couple of years ago for Dinosaur December, and just got them all boxed off and finished this year. And I've just started trying to get them fully finished for Christmas ornaments next year. My mum's helping me with those. Yeah, so hopefully they'll be hung on my dinosaur Christmas tree next year. And then my final finish of 2024 was Little Dinosaur by Alisa Okneas. It's available on Little Bobbin, mybobbin.com. So yeah, that was my final finish of the year, which I'm pretty sure I started in December and also finished in December. I think I finished it on New Year's Eve actually. So yeah, that was all my finishes for last year, which I am pretty happy with, to be honest. As I say, there's some really big pieces in there. A lot of things that I started and finished last year and just like worked on till they were done. So yeah, pretty good stitchy year. Happy with that. You will notice that there, if you watched my last video anyway, that there is one finish that I haven't put in there because I felt like I couldn't class it as a finish last year because it didn't have the details on it, and that's my birth sampler, my garden birth sampler. That's by Historical Sampler Company, which I have now finished the details on it. So yeah, that is a finish for, I'm classing that as my first 2024 finish. So that is 15 finishes total for last year and this year. Okay, so that's finishes. Shall we get into the WIPs? I have a huge pile here. I have taken them all out of their bags so that they're not zipping and crinkling and being generally annoying. So I'm just going to work through this massive pile. I will pop in pictures of things, of what they'll look like when they're done if I don't have something to hand to show you. And for the ones that were started previously, as in if you saw them in my last WIP Parade and I have made progress on them, I will show you what they looked like in last year's WIP Parade. But to be honest, I think the majority of them haven't had much work, so we don't need to worry about that. Okay, sip of coffee, let's pop this down and get going. I feel like I'm out of breath already. This is going to be a good start. Right. Okay, so let's go back a page. Right, so I have numbered these so I know how many I've got at the end, so I can give you all my figures and whatever at the end to know what we're bringing into the year. I will also give you the dates that I started all these projects, hopefully. Right, let's begin. So the first WIP I have to show you is started, so I have 2 WIPs left from 2020, which really need getting finished, but never mind. So the first one is Winter Wonderland by Historiche Stickmuster. I started this on the 1st of December 2020. Didn't work on this last year, even though I wanted to get it done because it was my oldest WIP. And it still looks like this. So this is stitched on 32 count Lucan, natural Lucan by Zweigart, and this is still at 11.5% done. So this is lovely. It'll be a lovely Christmas piece when it's finished. I should have mentioned, sorry, I have prioritized, I think it's 10. Sorry, let me just double check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. That's a weird number of priorities, but hey ho. I've prioritized 11 things that I would really like to get finished this year. However, I did this last year and the number that I didn't actually touch, yeah, it's quite amusing really. So we'll see how we go with these, but there are 11 things I would like to prioritize this year, and I'm actually doing quite well so far, as you'll see as we go through. Anyway, this is WIP number 1. Would like to get some done in it this year. Okay, next we have Botanical Chessboard by Needlecraft Designs. Will look like this. So this I started on the 26th of December 2020. Didn't work on it at all last year. You will have seen this in exactly the same place last year. Don't know which way around it goes still. and this is where I'm up to. So this I am stitching on 20 count Ada. I feel like I've changed the colour of all these borders from what's called for. I think it was in like a variegated colour and I just wanted it solid green. Anyway, that's where this is up to. No progress since last year. And as that's on a paper chart, don't know where I'm up to. Not very far, as you can see. Right, next one, WIP number 3 is Botanical Blackwork by the Steady Thread. Can't put a picture in of what this looks like when it's done because there's no like proper picture, if that makes sense. I was going to work on this year and I had full intentions to get this done last year. Started really great at the start of the year. I'll pop a picture in of where you saw it in my last WIP Parade. I made the tiniest little bit of progress since then. I think I've done another half a block, so that's it. Not very far, but it's lovely. Makes a really nice effect when it's done. So this is on 18 count white Ada and I'm stitching this using a sulky thread, which I don't have to hand, but I will find out and let you know if you would like to know. So yeah, this is the Botanical Blackwork style. I feel like this is 2021. Yeah, so I started this on the 11th of January 2021. So this would have been a year-long stitch along for 2021. So we're really quite behind with that, but nah, it'll be done when it's done. Okay, my next WIP is Fruits of Plenty by Modern Folk Embroidery. This I started on the 15th of January 2021. This is a priority for this year and I'm doing pretty well, I must say. So for those that don't know, myself and Jo from Belushi Stitches, is this an annual thing? We've done it the last 2 years, so I'm going to say we're going to do it every year. We'll see. So we do Salathon every January, which is basically to work on any of your stitch alongs from previous years and try and get some progress on them, try and get some finishes, basically try and make a dint in your WIP list. So I've been working on Fruits of Plenty this year so far. So last time you saw it in my last WIP Parade, I had the first 5 sections done, which brought me up to May's piece. So if you didn't know, this is a 12-part stitch along. It was split into 12 months, stitching one a month. I fell way behind, but I've already done loads this year and I'm really happy with myself. So where's the top? Oh gosh, what's going on here? Right, there we go. So this is where I'm up to now. So this is stitched on 32 count Natural Lucan by Zweigart. So as I say, last time you saw it in a WIP Parade, I had, how do you hold this now? I had January, February, March, April and May done. So since then I've done June section and then I have skipped July so far and done August section, mainly because this part here, hang on, this bit here, you could choose from, I think there was there 6 or 8 different like houses to choose from, and I wanted to choose mine and get it in. So I chose this little birdhouse, which I think is absolutely adorable. Yeah, so I wanted to get that in, so that's where I've jumped to. And now, as you might be able to just see, I have just literally last night started November's section, which is here. Now I know this is a bit of a weird way to work on it, but I panicked that I haven't got enough fabric because, as you will see at the top, my margins are yeah, not brilliant. So I just wanted to make sure I got down to the bottom so I know I have enough fabric, because I don't know what I'll do otherwise. So yeah, I'm going to do November's next and we'll see where we get to. But as I say, already in this January we're doing pretty well with that. So yeah, don't know how much more I'll get done this year. I'd definitely like to get November done, and we'll see. I am really enjoying it, but I don't know if, I'm not going to say it's definitely going to be finished this year because there's still a lot to do, but we'll see where we get to. But I'm enjoying the fact I've made a little bit of extra progress. I think when I was kind of making rough plans for the year, I think I said I'd quite like to get 3 more parts done. So if I can get November done, that's my 3 parts done. So really pleased with my progress on that one. Okay, WIP number 5 is Mini Sunflower Cottage by Donna Gelsinger, charted by Heaven and Earth Designs. So this I started back in 2021. It was the 25th of February 2021. I started this with Stitchman Darcy. I haven't worked on it at all this year again, and this is where I'm up to. Don't know why I leave this in its Q stack because it's really not getting any work done on it. This is stitched on 25 count, easy grid, whatever you call it. Yeah, I'm at 10.36% done. Yeah, I still really love it. I just don't know why I don't work on it. But yeah, not a priority again for this year. We'll see. I do like it. It is lovely. Right. Next is Colours of Summer by Stitchrovia. So this is a series of patterns by Emma Congdon. She's definitely done the 4 seasons, and I feel like there's also a Christmas and a Halloween one. To be honest, it would be quite nice to just get one of them done. I do have plans to get them, definitely the 4 seasons one done, probably the Christmas one at some point. But yeah, it would just be nice to work on this one, to be honest. Haven't touched it again since last year. This is it. This is all I have. So this was started on the 20th of March 2021. What is this? Maybe 18 count, Ada? Yeah. Really. Yeah. We'll see. We'll get to it at some point. So yeah, that was WIP number 6. WIP number 7, another one I haven't touched this year, and I don't know why, because I still absolutely love it. Yeah. This is Little Bird Quaker by Modern Folk Embroidery. Absolutely adore this sampler. I think it's absolutely beautiful, and this is still all that I've done. So this I started on the 24th of April 2021. Clearly 2021 was the year that I was like, oh my god, I need all the WIPs, I need to start everything. Yeah, and didn't really do much on anything at all. Anyway, this is stitched on 20 count Antique Violet, and it's stitched using Classic Colourworks Baby Blanket is my plan. Really beautiful combination. Really love this sampler. Still not working on it. Don't know why. Anyway, the next one is Christmas Wreath by Frosted Pumpkin. This is one that has had a good chunk of work on it, finally, since you last saw it in my last WIP Parade anyway. So I started this one on the 30th of April 2021. Last year I had part 1 finished. So this again was released as a stitch along. Part 1 was the house in the middle of the wreath. I pulled this out, second half of last year, I want to say. And this is where it is now. So we're getting somewhere. We're halfway around the wreath. This takes us to 63.34% done. This is stitched on 32 count natural lucan. I was going to pull this out for Salathon, but I haven't got around to it yet. But this is one that I'd really like to carry on working on this year and try and get it finished by the end of the year. Yeah, really love the colours on this one. And actually, I really enjoyed stitching on it. So yeah, would love to get some more in on that one this year. Next is Quick Stitch Blue Butterfly by Ching Cho Quick, charted by Heaven and Earth Designs. I started this one on the 15th of May 2021. This one has had a tiny little bit of work this year. So last time you saw it, this was on 25.93% and it's now on 33.14%. So not masses, but progress is progress. So I think I only worked maybe 3 or 4 days on this year, but it was something. So yeah, pleased with the progress on this one. Again, this is stitched on 25 count. It might be antique white Ada. Beautiful colours. Absolute confetti hell. Shall I show you the back of this one? Look at the say of that. But I don't care. This is the bit you're gonna look at. So yeah, still quite a lot to go on that one. Would like to get a little bit more done on this this year. I really enjoy working on full coverage. I just don't seem to pull it out that much. And as this is my smallest full coverage piece, it makes sense to try and prioritise this one and get it done. But yeah, we'll see. Really, really love this one though. I think it's so colourful. The colours are just beautiful. Yeah, we'll see where we get to with that one. Next is another one that I've really been working on as part of Salathon this year. So as you can see, my stitching for January, so the start of 2024, we're doing pretty well, I think. So this is Our Year by Historical Sampler Company. This was released as a 4-part stitch along, must have been in 2021. I started this on the 18th of July 2021. I'll pop a picture in of where you last saw it. So it was barely a start last time you saw it, to be honest. And here is where I am now. So before I show you, sorry, my plan was this year I really wanted to stitch 1 month per month we were in, because I just thought that wouldn't take very long at all and it'd be an easy finish come the end of the year. And I did that. I did January in like a couple of days, boxed that off, but I was really enjoying it, so I thought I'd carry on. So I've actually done the first 3 months of the year. So yeah, made pretty good progress on this one, quite happy with that. So yeah, this is stitched on 16 count, I think it's called last as natural Ada. I think I got this as a kit from Historical Sampler Company. Their kits are really lovely, really like their kits. So yeah, this is coming along nicely. So I've put this down for now. We'll see whether it stays down though, because I really enjoyed it. So I don't know whether I'm gonna come back to it in April and pick it up again, or we'll see. But this is one that I would really like to get some good progress on this year, if not finished. We'll see. So yeah, pretty decent progress on that one. I think you will agree. Next is, oh, I think now we're in a spell of ones that I haven't touched this year. Next is Victorian Charm by Dimensions, which is this one. Every time I look at this, I just absolutely love it. It's beautiful. I just don't pick it up to stitch on. Last year, sorry, I started this on 20th of August 2021. It is a kit piece. So the fabric and everything comes from the kit. It's an 18 count navy Ada, which, yeah, it's tricky to stitch on, and I think that's probably why I don't pick it up. Not changed since you last saw it, and that's where we're up to. Don't know which way around it is. Still, but yeah, that's that one. Again, not something I'm going to prioritize this year. Next is another Hade. I think this is my last Hade. I think this is Quick Stitch Fairy Monster by Lisa Victoria, as I say, charted by Helena Designs. Not touched this year. This is the first project that I'm working on in 10 stitch, and that's where we're up to with this. So this was started on the 29th of August 2021, and this is 1.42%. So not much at all. But yeah, again, it's not a huge Hade, but that's a really tiny start. 25 count easy count fabric. Not something I'm going to get to this year. Next is The Stockings Were Hung by Tiny Modernist. So this was started in a spell of Christmas stitch alongs in 2021. Started this on the 26th of October 2021, and haven't touched this again this year. I think I said this every time I pick this up. I just don't like the fabric. It just feels not great. It's a DMC fabric. It's 28 count in Air Force green. Love the colour of it. I just don't really like the feel of it. And I think that might be what's putting me off carrying on. So we'll see how we get on with this. It's not something I want to prioritise this year, but if it's still lingering around and I'm just not wanting to pick it up, maybe it is the fabric. Maybe the fabric needs changing. But yeah, that's where we're up to. Stitching this with called for threads, which I think are predominantly Classic Colourworks, maybe Week to Star Works, some of the fancy ones. But yeah, that's that one. See when we get to it. Next is Noel by Satsuma Street. Again, one I haven't touched this year. Don't know when we will get to it, but yeah, this is started on the 23rd of November 2021. Stitching this, I believe, I didn't write this down, but I believe it's the call for fabric, which is 28 count platinum. And this is as far as I've got so far. So tiny start again. The colours are beautiful. Kind of matches my outfit today. yeah, the colours are beautiful. I go through stages of thinking, am I really ever going to stitch on this? But then I remember the colours and how beautiful it is. And I think, well, yeah, I will do it one day. Just don't know when that day will be. Okay, next one is, we're nearly halfway, I think. We're doing well time-wise. Right, next one is Nutcracker Village by Cottage Needleworks. I haven't touched this year, again. However, it is one that I would like to get some work into this year. Just because I have so many of these like stitch alongs that are released in parts, and if I don't start working on them, yeah, my collection is too big. So I need to get some working on this one. So this is stitched on 32 count raw silver. I love this fabric. Haven't touched it last year, as I said. Started this on the 24th of December 2021. And that's where I'm up to. So this was part 1 in the middle, and then I think there's like 10 houses, shops, things around the outside. So don't know how much I want to get done this year. I haven't like made that much of a specific goal, but I'd like to get some work done on it because it's going to be huge. It just needs some work. Yeah, we'll see. So that's that one. You have to excuse me, I feel like I have the lingerings of a cold, which is really annoying. Sorry about that. Okay, next is now, so they are all my 2021 WIPs. As you can see, that is far too many WIPs to have hanging around from so long ago. As I say, I just started far too many things in that year, being too excitable. I just need to get some work done on them. Okay, so we're moving into 2022 WIPs. So this must have been my new year start for 2022, and it is the Fox by Cottage Garden Samplings. Everyone's doing these, everyone is slowly finishing these, apart from me, who is not working on them at all. So again, this didn't get any work last year. It's stitched on Picture This Plus 36 count Mirage, and that is still where I'm up to with it. Yeah, I still absolutely love these. I love all of them. We'll get to one day, probably not this year. But yeah, it's lovely. Love the fabric, although I find it very difficult to stitch on. Next is Golden Bees by Owl Forest Embroidery. Another one I didn't stitch on last year. This is on 30, so I got this as a kit. It's on 32 count. It's not natural. It's a bit more yellowy. I don't know what colour it is, but it's a 32 count that came with the kit. Started this on the 12th of March 2022. And it is still here. Again, I don't know what way up this is, but that is my little start on this one. So we've just got a bee and a little bit of green stuff. Is it that way? Or is it that way? Oh, I can't. Why can I never hold fabrics? Maybe that way. But yeah, it's a lovely, lovely design, this one. Yeah, we'll get to it at some point. Next is, where am I? Pandemic by Long Dog Samplers. So this is massive. Everyone has stitched this. I jumped on the bandwagon and didn't get very far, as always. So this I started on the 23rd of March 2022. Haven't touched this again last year. Should really pick it up to get some work on, otherwise it's going to be a WIP for about 50 years. But I didn't. So this I'm stitching on 20 count vintage mocha. I'm stitching this using Mrs. Sadie's silk. Oh god, this fabric is like just, yeah, right. I don't know which way this is, but that's it. Stitching this with Mrs. Sadie's in the colour Midnight. Absolutely beautiful colours. This is 0.35%. It's tiny. There's a lot to do on this. Sometime we'll get to it. Okay, this one is a priority for this year. As you've seen, I did 2 Bothy Threads Wrendale design kits last year, and I really enjoyed stitching them. So this one is one that I started on the 31st of March 2022. It's called Damsels and Dragons. So yeah, it's a Bothy Threads Wrendale designs. This I started for my daughter. Her name is Iris, and these are beautiful irises. And I really enjoyed stitching those Bothys last year, and they really didn't take very long once I got going with them. And they're kind of like broken up quite nicely, so you can kind of see progress quite quickly. So yeah, this is one I would really like to get done this year. Just carve out a few weeks and get that boxed off. Haven't touched it so far and didn't touch it last year. So this is where I'm up to. Where is it? The most tiny start. It's essentially not started, but wouldn't it be great if I can show you this next year and it's finished? So yeah, that's it for that one. This one came with the kit, so it's the normal speckly fabric that comes with the Bothy Wrendale kits. Okay, WIP number 20. We're getting through them slowly but surely. So this is Supernatural by the Witchy Stitcher. This was one that in my last WIP Parade I was like, yeah, it's going to be a priority for this year. However, I also said that in the 2 weeks between making my plans last year and filming my WIP Parade, I'd already was a bit unsure whether this would be a priority. And I was right, because I didn't pick it up at all. So this hasn't changed since you saw it last year. This is by the Witchy Stitcher. And this is where we're up to. So this is stitched on 20 count vintage mocha. Started this on the 2nd of May 2022. And this is where we're up to. So it's meant to have 16 creatures, are we calling them, on it. Yeah, 3 and a bit done. So a lot of work still to do. We'll come back to it at some point, but probably not this year. Next one. So this is my final WIP that you've already seen in a WIP Parade. After this one, everything else is a 2023 start, which is good. So this is the May sampler of the month by Country Cottage Needleworks. If you can see that, that's what it looks like. So this is embarrassing really that I didn't get this done, because it's so tiny, and I thought I would get this done plus some more in the series, but I didn't even touch it. So this is still where we're up to on this one. So I've already done January, February, March and April. This was May's part. Stitching this using the colourful colours. It's on 32 count Lucan. Really need to get that picked up and finished. I would really like to pick this up and get it done this year, because actually, what's that going to take me? Have I just been showing you the back? I think I've just been showing you the back. Should really pay more attention to this. That's better. That's much better. Yeah, so I would really like to get this picked up and done, because it's going to take, what, a week to finish it? Should really just do that. Yeah, that's that one. Okay, so moving into 2023 new starts. So my first new start from 2023 that I have left is in May. That's pretty good. So this was started on the 1st of May 2023. This is My Little Minnow by Autumn Lane Stitchery. So this, myself and Jo from Belushi Stitches were doing Mermania, stitching on all the mermaids in May. So this was where I started my Lila Studio Summer Quaker piece, which kind of took over. But there is still a few mermaids hanging around that I will be bringing out hopefully for May this year, although I don't have any plans for getting like great progress on them. So this is where I'm up to with this one. So this, as I say, started on the 1st of May 2023, and this is where I'm up to. So this I'm stitching on Chromatic Alchemy 18 count Ada in Aquila. So it's this lovely sort of light blue variegated fabric, which isn't really picking up very well. Like there maybe? It's kind of like a bright light blue. So yeah, that's where we're up to. Love this design. Yeah, it's a nice little start. Next is Red Mermaid by RTO. Everyone will have seen this. There's so many people stitching this and it is absolutely stunning. So this has started on the 8th of May 23. So as you can see, I bought this as a kit. So stitching on with the kit fabric, which is, does it say 14 count navy Ada. The Ada feels horrible, but the effect is lovely. So that's where I'm up to. So not masses of progress, and this is a really tricky project to stitch. There is loads of blends and like different like half stitches and all sorts of stuff going on. And the colours look so bizarre, like all stitched up, but it's so clever how it does it. So I've started this sort of at her waist point. Hang on. Let's see if we can sort of hold this up together. So that there is like her arm, like there, if you can see. So yeah, it's got a long way to go. I can't wait to get up to that beautiful hair at the top. But yeah, this is going to be a proper labour of love, this one, but I absolutely love the finished piece. So yeah, we'll get back to that at some point. Right, let's turn the page. Okay, we're getting there. So this next one is Mermaids Garden by the Blue Flower, which looks like this. I love blue flower designs. I really, really need to start some more of them because they're just beautiful. This is stitched on, what is this stitched on? It looks like platinum. Let's say 28 count platinum. Don't really know, it's just a guess. I should probably go back through my videos and see if I've said it somewhere, because I don't think I wrote it down either, which is helpful. So this was started on the 14th of March this year, 2023, and this is where I'm up to. So I got all the words in, started the mermaid, and it's not a massive project, to be honest. So I should really be able to get some work in on this year, but we'll see. We'll see where we get to in Mermania. So that's that one. I'm just going to take my slippers off because it's hurting my legs sitting with them crossed with slippers on as well. Right, next is Disney Villains by Happy Sloth. So in my finishes you would have seen the princesses version of this, and this is the villains, so same kind of design. It's just the matching villains to go with the princesses. So this I have made into my car project for this year. So I started this on the 5th of September 2023, just in time for the new school year. I'm doing pretty well with this, to be honest. I've already got 3 and a bit villains done. So this one's stitching on 16 count Ada, and I'm already at 31.48% done. So yeah, those 3 done in the middle. I've almost done this one up here. I just need to fill in this side of the coat and her face. So yeah, what I tend to do with this is just block fill in the colour in the car, and then once I'm sort of getting to the end of block filling, I will spend like some evening stitching time where I can concentrate properly, like doing the outline, and then I can just get it back in the car and carry on with the filling in. So yeah, really pleased with this one. I've kind of put this as a priority. Not that I'm definitely going to get finished this year, but I think I can definitely get some good progress in on it. And to be honest, if that's already, where are we, 4 or 5 months of work, we should get some pretty decent progress on that one this year, is the plan. Next is Poltergeist Pirates by Glendon Place. I just love this design. This one I started on the 29th of October 2023. So it's by Glendon Place. I started this with Jo from Blue Stitches and also Georgie, who is Crafty Rogue Gamer. We saw a few people stitching this on the crew retreat in September, and yeah, all of us just needed to start it basically. So I love this design. I'm stitching this on 32 count Creationist Purple by Fabric Flair. My fabric for this is absolutely massive. I really need to cut it up a bit. And I got, I mean, it's a massive pattern. So in comparison, I've really not done very much, but I think it's quite a decent start. And that's where I'm up to. Like this colour of fabric doesn't pick up brilliant, but you can kind of see the effect we're going for. So the moon's done apart from its back stitch, and the moon is sparkly, if you can see. I don't think you can. But yeah, the ship is started as well with a little ghosty on the top here. So yeah, that's coming on nicely. But as you can see, this fabric, that is half of this piece of fabric. Hang on. It's massive. Now, as I say, it's not going to take the whole fabric, but I'm too scared to cut it at the minute until I know what I definitely need. So that's that one. Let's wrestle this back into some sort of order. So yeah, love that, but probably not going to get a whole lot of work on it this year. Next one is the Black Pearl by the Witchy Stitcher. This I started on the 4th of November 2023. We were clearly in a bit of a nautical piratey phase. And this I'm stitching on a Bestitch Me 40 count fabric, which I still don't know what it's called. Joe, tell me what it's called, please. So Joe gave me this fabric as a raffle prize that she won. She cut it in half for me and gave me half of it. So this is my start on this one. I'm stitching this just in DMC 310. I really love the effect on this fabric. I think it's going to look so cool when it's done. But this is just 2.9% done, so a long way to go yet. Currently no plans to pick this up this year, but it's not massive, so it might be nice, like if I'm feeling like some easy, quick stitching. We'll see where we get to on that. Although it is on 40 count, which is a bit more difficult to stitch on, so we'll see. Next is Silver Hoof by Owl Forest Embroidery. This one wasn't a planned start. It was just, I think Lauren from Cross Stitch Bunny was about to start it, and I thought, oh, I've got that one, I'll start it also. So this one I started on the 21st of November 2023. Not masses done. I don't know which way up this is either. Let's see. My needle minder is that way, so that suggests we're that way. So this is 4.99% done. And this is stitched on 32 count blue spruce, which is the called for fabric for this piece. It's stitched using the Owl Forest threads though. So that's that one. It's a beautiful pattern. Lauren's done a lot more than I have. Has she finished it? I don't think it's finished, but she's done a lot more than I have done anyway. So that's that one. Next, we're into December starts now. So this is Unicorn, Moon and Stars. This is my first Gecko Rouge piece. It's designed by Lorna Lane. Love this one. So if you didn't know, Gecko Rouge kits come as, well, as a kit. You can't buy these patterns separately. But yeah, this I thought was quite small for a Gecko Rouge, but actually it's still pretty big. Well, it's only got 18 colours. So yeah, this one I started on the 1st of December 2023. Using all the stuff that came with the kit. You can choose what kind of fabric you want with the kit. So I've gone for 18 count Ada on this one. And this is as far as I've got, which is 2.45%. So that's that one. Long way to go, obviously, but really wanted to get one of the geckos started. So I'm pleased that I've done that. No massive plans for that this year, but we'll see how we go. Okay, next one is Snail House Pumpkin by Owl Forest Embroidery. So this is the last of the snail houses that are out at the moment that I have not yet done. There was talk of doing 3 more, but I've not seen any mention of those since. Can you see that? Oh, that'll do. So that's what this will look like when it's done. And not done loads on this, but it's started. And this is one that I'd like to get done this year, just so I can get all those snails done and dusted. So that's where I'm up to on this one. So just got the start of the house itself done. So this is a kit from Owl Forest on 32 count fabric. Started on the 2nd of December 2023. So that's that one. Hoping to get good progress, if not a finish, on that this year. Last WIP is Lucy Beam Disturbed Women. Looks like this. Oh, sorry, glare on there. This I started on the 17th of December 2023. I just love this one, and actually this is on my priority list to try and get done, or at least a good chunk done this year, because it's really not that much stitching and it's quite simple. So this I'm stitching on a Coffee Craft piece of fabric, although it's not named. I don't think she names her fabrics. Not a huge start, but this is where I'm up to with this one. So I'm using the called for threads. There's only 2 threads in this one, which I'm using. I just love this fabric. I think it's so cool. So that is my WIPs. So that brings us to 31 active WIPs. So let me get this right. So I started the year on 28 WIPs. I finished 14 things last year, and I've already finished 1 this year. So that's 15 finishes since my last WIP Parade. I've started 18 starts in 2023. So that brings me out on 31. So that's not too bad. That's not a huge increase. So I'm pretty happy with that. And if we keep going as we are, hopefully my whip count should come down a little bit, I hope. I kind of like, I'm happy around the 30 mark and I don't really want to go much higher. Yeah, I feel like there was a point towards the end of last year when it was kind of like creeping up a little bit and I was getting a bit, I didn't like it. So yeah, I would like to sort of stick around the 30 mark, decrease if possible, try not to increase too much is the plan. This coffee is now very cold. Yeah, anyway, plans for this year, I kind of went through in my last video, but just in case you haven't seen those, I know some people tend to find people for the first time on WIP Parade, so hello if you have found me. I hope you liked my whips. But yeah, my plans roughly are, I'm going to start a few things with Jo this year. So we have Home of Needleworker to start next month, February, so that I'm really looking forward to starting, and that'll be started very soon. Where are we? What is today? Is it about the 27th? Yeah, what I might do is I might try and get November's part of Fruits of Plenty done, and then start Home of a Needleworker 2 after that one. So yeah, that's that plan. That's going to be stitched on February through to April, although it's not that big, so yeah, we'll see how long that takes. May is Mermania, so stitching on anything mermaidy, so I'm hopefully gonna pull out those mermaid whips that I've already shown you. I would, however, also quite like to start Alpha's Embroidery, what's it called? Black Vintage Sampler, I think. There's a mermaid on the bottom of that. So I'm really hoping to start that because I've been really wanting to start that for a long time. The other thing I'd quite like to start in May is the Bella Filipina, oh, what's it called? It was the style that they did last year. Is it called like Mermaids of the Seasons or something? There's 4 mermaids. I'll try and put a picture in. There's 4 mermaids. I've never done a Bella. I've never done a Fancy Lady. I've never done beading, but I would really like to do all those things, and this seems like a good place to start. So I would really like to start that this year. I do have a piece of fabric that I got from Chromatic Alchemy, so that is ready to go. I'm not sure I've looked at the beads and things, but hopefully we can at least get a little start on that one. June, July and August we're going to make a start. Well, I'm going to make a start and Jo is going to carry on with the Bee from Gecko Rouge Lorna Lane. Love this pattern. I'm really looking forward to getting a start on that one, although I am very aware it is another massive whip to add to my list, so we'll see how far we get with that one. September, October and November we're going to be working on Quaker Pumpkins by Hello from Liz Matthews, so this will be another new start for me. Again, it's pretty big. I seem to have a habit of starting big things, which is a bit annoying, but never mind, I really like them. So yeah, that's the plan for sort of autumn time. And then December, we're going back into Dinosaur December. However, I do not have any more Dinosaur whips on the go, which is exciting, and also not, because it means my whip count will increase again, but never mind. So yeah, I don't know what dinosaur pattern I'm going to start next year. There's plenty out there. I might do, there's like a tea and a coffee one. Were they by Silver Creek or someone? Yeah, so they are, I have those in my stash. They are sort of high on the list to start. But if anyone knows of any dinosaur projects that you think I would like to stitch, please could you let me know, because it would be nice to have a good selection of things to choose from come the end of the year, and it gives me a while to have a think about it and decide what I want and kit things up. Anyway, that is my WIP Parade for 2024. Thank you very much for joining me. I hope you've enjoyed it. Really appreciate if you have made time to watch this, because I'm aware that WIP Parades are long and there is a lot of them at this time of year. I have so many new Flosstubers in my sort of watch later list on YouTube to get watching, and discovering some new people. I'm really enjoying working my way through them. I just need more hours in the day. That would be nice. So thank you again. I will see you soon. I'm hoping, if you saw my last video, I'm hoping to try and put up a video every month. So I'm going to be a bit naughty, and I know this is the end of January, but this may end up counting as my February video, because I've kind of shown you everything I've already stitched this year in this video. There seems no point doing another one like next week. I think. So yeah, I will see you hopefully in a month or so. We'll see how we get on. But thank you very much for watching. Enjoy your stitching, and I will see you again very soon. Bye.